now taken down. And another first, the lone survivor's exclusive account of what happened that morning and how she escaped execution. The deck at Bridgewater Plaza has new wooden planks this morning, erasing the physical traces of the tragic shooting that killed 2 journalists and seriously injured Wjla Gardner. The Chamber of Commerce director Allison Parker and Adam Ward were interviewing as the shots rang out. Gardner is now out of a medically induced coma following 2 surgeries on her back and kidney, and through her husband provides Good Morning America the first eyewitness account of the surprise attack.
Did she get a feeling about who was the target?
Well, Allison obviously was the initial target.
Tim Gardner tells ABC News exclusively his wife could not see the shooter approach because of the TV lights.
He shot 3 times at my wife, and she was trying to dodge everything. He missed twice, and then she dove to the ground and curled up in a ball, and that's when he shot her in the back.
So he actually came over to do a coup de grace.
Pulled the trigger several times and only fired once.
With both Allison and Adam dead at her feet, the gunman long gone, Wjla Gardner got up.
She got up and walked to the ambulance after being shot, but she didn't know the extent of her injuries at that point. But the surgeon told me that a couple of centimeters and she wouldn't be walking and she wouldn't be alive.
Wjla told her husband, the gunman, now identified as former TV station reporter Vester Flanagan, was wearing body armor, and search warrant documents obtained by ABC News show police found more evidence of his elaborate planning. In his car, a Glock pistol, 6 magazines and ammunition, 3 license plates, a wig, shawl, and a to-do list. Assistant News Director Greg Baldwin telling ABC News once the station found out who had done the shooting, there was near panic.
So I immediately think, is he coming to the station to kill us all?
Roanoke police ringed the station, and management warned its employees to stay away from windows, sent no crews in the field, and closed all remote bureaus until the all clear was given.
A lot of tears were shed on air and off air, but everybody is taking time to hug, reflect for a minute, and they go back to work.
This morning, the anchors, reporters, and producers at the station tweeting, "We honor them by doing what we do, report the news, weather, and sports." Dan?
That is absolutely true. Jim Wjla, thank you. And you can see much more of Jim's reporting on this story tonight on 2020 at 10 Eastern right here on ABC. Robin, over to you.
Thank you, Dan. We turn now to new trouble for Hillary Clinton this morning. Some new emails obtained by ABC News that may have an impact on her campaign. ABC's John Carl is at the White House this morning with that. Good morning, John.
Good morning, Robin. These emails obtained by ABC News show that while Hillary Clinton was Secretary of State, Bill Clinton tried to get approval for speeches tied to 2 of the most repressive regimes in the world. The emails have come to light because of a public records request by the conservative group Citizens United, which sued the State Department to get them released. While Hillary Clinton served as Secretary of State, Bill Clinton earned speaking fees totaling over $48 million. Now, emails obtained by ABC News through a public records request by the conservative group Citizens United, which sued to get the documents, shows just how far Bill Clinton was willing to go to earn those lucrative fees, trying to get approval for speeches tied to 2 of the most brutal countries in the world. In the first email, sent in June 2012, a top official with the Clinton Foundation forwards a speaking invitation for Bill Clinton in Central Africa for the State Department's approval. The catch? The dictators for the Congo and the Democratic Republic of the Congo would both be attending and requiring photos with Bill Clinton. But the speaking fee, a whopping $650,000. Clinton's own speaking agency recommended declining the invitation, noting, quote, "The prevalence and intensity of sexual violence against women in eastern Congo is widely described as the worst in the world. We anticipate you'll want us to quickly decline." Still, the Clinton Foundation official says the former president wants to know if he could accept the speech if the money went to the foundation instead of to Clinton directly. Hillary Clinton has long defended the couple's paid speeches since leaving the White House.
I thought making speeches for money was a much better thing than getting connected with any one group or company.
In May 2012, the foundation also inquired with the Secretary of State's office about an event The Secretary of State's office advised decline it. But the foundation followed up, saying the invite came via Hillary's brother, who works as a consultant, adding, quote, "We would be grateful for any specific concerns that we could share." Hillary's chief of staff wrote back to tell Bill Clinton, quote, "If he needs more, let him know his wife knows, and I am happy to call him." Last night, a spokesperson for Bill Clinton emailed, quote, "As a matter of course, all requests were run by the State Department. Ultimately, the president did not give these speeches." Dan?
He did not give the speeches in the end. Worth noting. John Carl, thank you. We're going to move on now to that high-profile rape case at the elite prep school in New Hampshire. The jury heading back for deliberations this morning after closing arguments on Thursday. The credibility of both the alleged attacker and his alleged victim being called into question, and ABC's Gio Benitez is on the story.
This morning, the jury deliberating for a second day, and 19-year-old Owen Labree's fate is now in their hands after being accused of raping a 15-year-old girl last year. The defense placing blame on that elite New Hampshire prep school right at the start of closing arguments.
St. Paul's School failed the children with their attitude toward senior salute.
The so-called senior salute, a current school tradition where graduating seniors spend time with younger students, sometimes intimately. Labree taking the alleged victim to a dark room in the science building where prosecutors say he sexually assaulted her. But the defense claims she lied about that encounter to protect herself when rumors started.
She had to make the decision whether it would be her reputation that was going to go into the toilet or Owen's. And she took the easier choice.
The prosecution saying Labree had only one thing on his mind that night.
This someone was going to get what he wanted and not take no for an answer.
Labree testified that he was lying to his friends when he bragged about having sex with the girl. Writing in one Facebook message, he used every trick in the book.
He had to confuse and manipulate a 15-year-old girl to get what he wanted. You only need tricks if someone says no.
Labree telling the jury there was no sex. If convicted, Labree could potentially spend 60 years in prison. The jury deliberating here for 3.5 hours yesterday. They'll be right back at it this morning, Robin.
And we know you'll be there, Gio. Thank you. Now to a possible sniper stalking highways in Michigan. At least one car was hit by a bullet, and police say damage to several other vehicles may have been caused by a shooter as well. ABC's Alex Perez has that story.
This morning, Michigan authorities hunting for a possible sniper targeting moving vehicles on major highways.
All of the incidents have occurred between 9 a.m. and before 6 p.m.
The nightmare unfolding on I-94 and I-69 in rural areas near Battle Creek, Michigan. Investigators say since late July, as many as 6 vehicles driving along the highways have been damaged. Tests on one vehicle confirmed the damage was caused by a bullet. It's still unclear if the incidents are related.
We're still going over the vehicles to ascertain if the damage to those were caused by the same firearm.
So far, no injuries have been reported, but investigators now flying up above the areas of the most recent shootings, combing for any clues, hoping to zero in on the shooter.
We want to make sure folks feel safe driving down the highway.
For Good Morning America, Alex Perez, ABC News, Chicago.
All right, Gio. Now, Amy has the morning's other top stories, starting with breaking news overseas.
Yeah, and it's tragic news, unfortunately, guys. This morning, hundreds of people are feared dead after 2 boats carrying refugees headed for Europe sank off the coast of North Africa. It is the latest stunning example of people from Africa and the Middle East fleeing violence, doing whatever they can to reach Europe, seeking a better life. Just yesterday, 71 migrants were found dead, crammed inside a truck in Austria. 3 people have now been arrested in connection with alleged human trafficking. Back here at home, a college campus was placed on lockdown in Georgia overnight after a student was shot and killed at Savannah State University. The shooting apparently followed some sort of argument. No arrests are reported, but the lockdown has been lifted. Well, a major new ruling could make it easier for fast food workers to unionize and demand higher pay. In a ruling on Thursday, the National Labor Relations Board redefined the relationship between major companies like McDonald's and the people who work at franchises or people working for subcontractors. It could make them eligible for more benefits and give them more bargaining power. Business groups say it will cost jobs. Take a look at this new surveillance video showing the brutal attack on a bus driver. It happened in Phoenix. A passenger starts hitting him, causing a crash as two other people try to restrain that man. The passenger says he was on drugs and doesn't remember the attack. Well, it wasn't an attack, but an accident that had the world's fastest man running scared. Whoa! You see there, a cameraman on a Segway fell on top of Usain Bolt. Remarkably, Bolt laughed it off. Big talent. He will join us live in our 8:30 half hour this morning with more reaction. And finally, so many of us are trying to catch those last rays of summer before it ends, but who needs a beach or even a pool when you have a wind turbine? Check this guy out, just trying to have a relaxing private sunbathe 200 feet atop a wind turbine in Rhode Island when he's interrupted by one of those pesky drones. There is a report that while perched up there like a bird, he flipped one off at the drone. Oh. But later, when he spotted the drone operator down below, he went with a much friendlier hand gesture. A wave. Reportedly, he was napping and was quite upset when that, you know how loud those things are? You know, I mean, he was just trying to have his wind turbine to himself.
Yeah, it's always nice to have a little breeze while you're laying out.
Either he really needs vitamin D or he hates his coworkers. one or the other, no question about it. Thank you, Amy. We're going to move now to an incredible survival story. A 13-year-old Boy Scout who saved his dad's life. The two were on a hiking trip in Idaho when a boulder fell on the father. He was severely injured. His son cared for him for more than 2 days. And ABC's Neil Karlinski tells us what happened next.
If the boulder had landed on me, I'd be dead for sure.
It was a father and son end of summer adventure in a part of Idaho with the ominous name River of No Return Wilderness when everything changed in an instant.
I was hanging off a cliff and yeah, I thought I was going to bleed out.
A boulder the size of a refrigerator broke loose, hitting 52-year-old David Finlayson and sending him careening 30 feet down the mountain, knocking him unconscious, breaking his back, left arm, and heel, and gashing his leg through to the bone.
It was definitely scary at first, but then I just thought that I should stay calm and then make sure he was okay.
For 2.5 days, his 13-year-old son Charlie, an experienced Boy Scout, took care of his dad by himself, dressing his wounds, keeping him calm and hydrated. But with the nearest ranger 13 miles away, there was no way to get him out. Desperate, his dad made the decision to send Charlie for help with this note explaining what happened and how to find him, signed with a simple "Thank you for your help."
Mostly I was scared I wasn't going to find anybody.
This morning, Charlie says anyone else would have reacted the same way, but his proud father isn't so sure.
Obviously, he saved my life.
For Good Morning America, Neil Karlinski, ABC News, Seattle.
Oh, such quick thinking there.
Good kid.
Yeah. Now, Ginger, and new pictures from some flooding in, where is it, South Dakota?
South Dakota. You have to see these pictures. I mean, we're talking about a tropical storm. This looks like they have one, but of course not. Just flash flooding. Look at all those cars in that intersection underwater. People trying to get out. This happening overnight. More than 7 inches of rain south of Sioux Falls reported. Quick look at the next picture. Cars were tipping over, upside down. Oh, I don't have my clicker. I'm like, wait, nothing's happening. All right. Anyway, let's get to your weekend getaways brought to you by Walmart.
We don't need that many bags of apples. There's more, Pasha.
Certainly. Low prices every day on everything for whatever you put your heart into. Walmart. Save money. Live better.
We still have the comfortable humidity across the region today, highs in the mid-80s. As we head through the afternoon hours, it will be beautiful, plenty of sunshine. Temperatures again mid-80s, but we'll be warming into the weekend. You can see highs in the upper 80s on Saturday, near 90 degrees on Sunday. Now, a mountain storm is possible Sunday, but I think it'll be dry in the majority of the D.C. metro area. Beaches look great as well. Plenty of sunshine for the northern beaches. Highs in the lower 80s, mid-80s for the Outer Banks.
We're in need of some good news this Friday morning.
Yes.
Boy, do we have it. We have an ABC News exclusive. One of the Americans who took down a terrorist on a packed train in Paris, Alex Carlatos, getting a hero's welcome at home. He's here live. He's going to share his story here on GMA.
Also coming up, GMA on the lookout, how all that texting and walking may be putting you in more danger than you think.
Ask yourself, do you use artificial tears often? Have you been screened for a